Welcome, everybody, to today's Lunch and Learn. Sorry for the delayed start. I'll be your host today, Jared, and I will answer any question that you have to the best of my ability. And if it's something that I could demonstrate, I'll demonstrate. If it's some architectural talk that we need to have and we need to discuss how to plan out certain things, then we will go ahead and have that discussion. As you're thinking about your questions, we do have a Decisions YouTube channel where you can go ahead and look up all the recent videos that we have created, things ranging from new form controls, things ranging from new processes and new steps. A lot of cool content there. So if you're interested in actually going to it, they will be there. We have a couple of new ones over clickable tiles, transaction steps, the drawer control if you're in like 914 and above. Really cool stuff. So I encourage you guys to go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And we would love to have your input. If you have a suggestion of a video you'd like to see, feel free to email training@decisions.com. We will accept video suggestions and we will walk through those suggestions, permitting there's something that we can demonstrate and we can create. And then we'll send you that YouTube video link and also post that to our YouTube channel. We also have the Solution Marketplace where we can also go ahead and view stuff. And you can see the content that we have there that could educate you on how we build certain things and how we approach certain architectural designs. So, with that being said, I'm going to open up the floor. Anybody have any questions over the Lunch and Learn for today? Any comments? Any questions? All right, we got one. Oh, we got a question. How does the inbox work? How do you use it, and what are some use cases for it? That's a great question. The funny thing about the inbox is when I first started here at Decisions, I actually thought the inbox meant that's where you get email. And so I remember when I received emails when I first started working here like 6, 7 years ago, I was actually expecting to get my email in that. And obviously that's not the case. Um, Essentially what the email inbox is it is an assignments inbox. So as you can see here, any tasks, like when you utilize the add task step, it essentially will display, it's a default dashboard. That's what the inbox is. It's a type of folder. That's a default dashboard that displays that account's current assignments. So you can see here, I have a couple of assignments right here. Over here, I have, you can review a desk chair, some sit-stand desk, and a gaming desktop. By default, I can look at this and I can say review purchase request, and I can actually take action on the things that I have here. So I can say, hey, I want to deny this request because we don't need a $5,000 gaming desktop for a user. So that's what this is used for. So anytime you utilize the add task step, it will it will add information in that. Just to demonstrate that, let me go to a certain project, and I'm actually going to add just an example so you can see that get populated right here. Let me go ahead. I'm going to delete all these steps because I don't need it, and I'm going to utilize an add task step. Oops, yeah, utilize an add task step. Cool. And where to go? Oop, let me create a new one. It'll be a form. It'll be a test stuff form. We'll go ahead and create that. Well, it's funny you say that. That is what a customer was asking us to, and they were thinking they would get emails from it. Yep, exactly, right? That's kind of what I thought too. We probably should rename it and call it like task inbox or your work queue, because essentially that's all it is. So let's go to test and perfect. And I'm going to send this form and I'm going to sign it to myself so you can actually see that populate. And so I'll say this is the task name. This is demo assignment to show how tasking works. Assignment action, we do it, right? So the assignment name is going to be the name of the assignment. That's what you're going to see appear in that inbox. And the assignment action name is going to be the right clickable action that you'll see there. So that will be the thing that you'll find there for it. So let's I'm going to go ahead and run this so you can actually see that actually work. So if I run Flow Alpha, I run this. I'm not going to do it. And then I right click and run this, not going to do it. And so now if I go to my inbox right here, you'll see that now I have two demo assignment to show how tasking works. So that's what's created on it. And then I can say do it, and then I can click my checkbox and run this. Now, this is a default internal dashboard. However, let's say you have a customer that says, "Hey, I actually don't want to utilize the inbox, but I do want my assignments to display in a different location in my project. Am I able to do that?" And the answer is absolutely. The only thing that all this dashboard is right here, the inbox, this is just a report viewer that is sourced from the assignments table. So let me kind of demonstrate that. So if I go to test report stuff, and let me remove this data source because that's the wrong data source, you will have this data source called the assignment data source right here. And this assignment data source will show you all of the assignments that are displayed within the system. Like I have entity name. As you can see, I have my gaming desktop. I have my, this other case entity that I've shown. I have my demo, tasking how assignment works. I can go ahead and currently say, okay, I want to know who it was created by, when it was created on, and I want to know the assignment state. So let's say I want to know that assignment state. Cool. So now I can know that this is the assignment state on what it all is. Now, but when I have this report, by default, it reports over all of the assignments inside the system, which isn't very helpful because, right, Grant, you don't want to see the assignments that I see with this, and so that's kind of the difficulty here. So how do I make this more like a personalized work queue and only show the things that are relevant to me? So as you can see here, I can go to add filters, right? And I have my own default assignment filters. And I can have a default filter that says, hey, I want to filter out all the ones that are assigned to me. And as you can see, as soon as I add that filter here, it filters out everything inside of that report viewer, and it only displays the tasks that are assigned to me. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the inbox is. It is literally just a report that has a page that displays this report. It's filtered by assigned to me. You have a couple of fields, and then you just put that on a dashboard. That's all the inbox is. And so it's good to know what comprises the inbox, because then you can decide if you want to make your own work task queue for things. I was actually talking to another customer the past couple of days. He was doing what do you call it? Something similar with assignments for his project. And that's one of the things we got to talk through is showing only the assignments that are assigned to a particular individual. But he was able to move all of the assignments that he had and filter it by only the ones that are shown by or that are assigned to that end user. I forgot to give you permission to speak, Grant, but I meant to say, did that answer your question? Is there a way to clear an inbox, or does it clear out as you complete assignments stack? Oh, that's a great question. So the answer to that one is by default, it does not. Once you create an assignment, it's a record in a database table. So it lives forever. Now, the thing that makes it assigned, let me go back to my report so you can see it, is that it is pending, right? It is current, which is also like, hey, it's an active assignment. And those active assignments will be active indefinitely until the end user or an external system acts on that assignment. So there will need to be some management of what displays stuff. Now, in the inbox particularly, if you work an assignment, so for example, demo assignment, how tasking works, if I do this assignment and say check the box, then boom, it's going to go away, as you can see demonstrated by here. However, but notice that all the other ones that I've created, last month and on 9/11, they are still here. They haven't gone anywhere because I haven't done the assignment. I haven't reviewed the thing that I needed reviewed or any of that stuff. So how do we create some type of expiration? inside of the add task step, there's some great documentation over this. Let me get that for you, and I'll share it with you, and then we'll also talk about it. So let's see. I will do assignments. Not data tables. Yeah, settings and configuration. There's a bunch of them in settings and configuration. So let me go ahead and add this into the chat where everyone can see. So you have that document. So this document goes over to all of those different settings of how do I set an expiration, how do I set a late, all that stuff. So I'm going to walk you through that. So if I go back to my Flow Alpha and I click on this form, you'll see that I have this area called the assignment setup right here. This assignment setup allows you to do things like set an expiration date. Maybe you're using decisions as a survey, and that survey is only valid for a week, and you don't want that assignment just to be forever pending inside of the system, right? Or in an active state. You want that to progress the flow to the next step. What you can do is the assignment setup to the right. What that allows you to do is you can go ahead and say, okay, I want to set a expiration date. And then if it expires, what do you want to do? Do you want to throw exception? Do you want to expire the form without assigning? And then you could say, okay, I want to set the date. I can do a compute date and say, okay, let's say we want in the 7 days, right? Boom, 7 days for that, right? And there we go. We can go ahead and get that in the future right there. So that's a way where you can set up that offset where you can say, okay, cool, this assignment will time out. Now, when it times out, notice I get this other little outcome path and tail. And so then what I could say is I can say, hey, go ahead and just expire this assignment. I could attach it to the next step of the process, or I can have this traverse a different part of the process and say, hey, I want to write this record to know that, hey, this assignment sent to Jared or this survey sent to Jared. He didn't respond it. So I'm going to write this as a record that's saying, hey, assignment, or set or change the state of that assignment to expired. Right. And then now it will just continue on with the next step of the process and it doesn't hang that flow in that process. Right. So that's the thing to be aware of, and that's how you manage it. There's another thing you could do too. It's called the autocomplete. And you could say that it will kind of autocomplete after a certain time and it could run a different flow. So maybe like you only want someone to review this for 3 days or something, and if they don't respond to it, then it's going to be assumed that they agree. Let's say, or we assume a deny. Then you're going to have them traverse the deny path, and it's going to go to the other part of the process. So that's how you maintain them. You don't really want to delete those out of the system because that's from a data analytics standpoint, knowing what assignments expired and who they were assigned to when they were expired is still good analytic information. Because maybe Jared's being lazy and not filling out the assignment, or maybe Jared's so busy he doesn't have time to fill the assignment, and so we need to delegate someone else to review that assignment, right? Or maybe you're trying to get a survey from a customer, and let's say that customer gives you feedback and you send a survey, but they never fill out the surveys, and then they say, hey, why aren't you doing our suggestions? You could say, hey, you've never sent us suggestions because we have 50 expired surveys that we sent you, and we value your feedback and we love to get it. This is the way to get it so we can actually then put it in our work queue process and implement it, right? So that's the process that we have here that helps us go through that information for that process. So that's assignments in a nutshell. I think we also have a YouTube video all about assignments. I could be wrong on that. Let me just make sure. I think we do, but I could be wrong. Let's see, decisions training. And then we do, let's see, assignments. Hey, look at that. Perfect. We have multiple. Look, we got weight on external system advanced. So this is an assignments guide. So I'm going to send this video to you guys. If you guys can go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. It's just a great resource for you guys, so that if you want to see more stuff about assignments, this will get you some more advanced things that you'll see right here. Of course, thank you so much for the questions. This is a really great topic. Yep. All right. Any other questions? And also, please feel free to share our YouTube channel. I'll put the channel link, and if you could share with people, maybe in your org who also build in decisions, that will also be super helpful because there's a lot of great information. And what we've noticed in our metrics is that it seems like a lot of people don't go to the channel to see if we have content there. It's primarily used as a training resource, it is helpful when you go through the decisions product training or foundational training as we've rebranded it as. But the problem is only people who've gone through training actually use it. And so we're trying to get the word out there to say, hey guys, there's this other piece of content that will be helpful for you. It's not just for you in the decisions training program. It's also for you as you're building in your company. Your project manager says, hey, we need to use this feature in decisions, learn about it. The first thing you want to do is, hey, let's go to the YouTube channel and see if there's video content on there. And if there isn't, email training@decisions.com, and then we can start working on getting that content there. So that will help us out, and in the long run, it will help you guys out as well. So, all right. Any other questions that we can answer before we wrap it up? All righty. I'm not seeing any other questions. So to keep it brief and also to get this video uploaded, we'll go ahead and wrap it up right there. Thank you so much for attending. I'll be hosting tomorrow's as well. And so I'll be on there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to join there and ask. I'll be more than happy to demonstrate or to walk through any type of feature inside of Decisions that is in there. So with that being said, thank you so much for attending, and I'll see you guys next time.